আপনাদেরকে এখন দেখানোর চেষ্টা করতেছি দাউদপুর সিটি মোড় থেকে নিতাই বাজার এ যাওয়ার রাস্তা, আশেপাশের প্রাকৃতিক দৃশ্য, আরও অনেক কিছু। তাই সম্পূর্ণ ভিডিওটা দেখতে থাকুন এবং ভিডিওটি ভালো লাগলে লাইক, কমেন্ট, শেয়ার করবেন অবশ্যই, এবং আপনাদের মূল্যবান মতামত জানাবেন ভিডিওটি কেমন লাগলো। সম্পূর্ণ ভিডিওটা দেখতে থাকুন, অনেক মজাদার একটি ভিডিও।
And the injection. So I'll just take you through a little bit of the extrusion to do. So we have the V3 extrusion here. We just added this, a little bit of tweak, so that we could see the materials from anywhere. And then we have experimented a lot with beams in the recent times. So as here you can see, a hand beaten mold to get a circular tapered beam. We like to slightly complicate and experiment a little, and making custom sizes of molds. So just basically using sheet metal and bending sheets, so as you can see. And the same concept, we took inspiration from Tim, and we made these angled tapered beams as well. So I'll have Kajol explain a little bit about the color tests that we kind of do now.
Hello.
So we do a lot of color samples here for our furnitures, and we just take them for our documentation here. So we have done a lot of greens. So if you notice, I've just noted down what color ratio it is. So how much of light green and how much of yellow I've added to get this particular shade of green. So that's how we do for all our colors. So we have a green palette here. We have a bluish green palette here. We have our blues, a lot of blue shades. And then we have done grays here. Yeah.
All right, nice.
So while all of these were the wonderful parts, we also broke an extrusion screw. Luckily we found a local person to make this manually for us.
So this one is made locally?
Yeah, so we found a vendor close by who repairs extrusion screws, and he was kind enough to do one for us.
Cool. So, and besides extruding, you also work with the sheet press a lot, right?
Yeah, so we took a lot of inspiration from the V4 sheet press. We're fortunate enough to be a part of the V4 team and help out. So we started now recently working a lot with making sheets. We have been also working with the waste that we have, studio waste, mainly from the extrusion, while we are changing colors, making products, and the failed products as well. It works well, able to use much larger chunks of material into this, the pieces that would usually not be able to shred with our shredder. Something we've been experimenting is also to try to bend HTP sheets.
A lot of sheets.
Indeed.
So what do you make with the sheets?
So with the sheets, we make smaller products by CNC cutting them. The reason we use a CNC cutter is these are slightly more complex to do via hand, so it has much more accurate cuts. So we give this back to our material supplier, and he shreds this out and gives it to us as raw material again, that goes back into making sheets.
All right. And you also have a nice way of stamping products, right?
Yeah, so we used to stamp it with by traditionally heating the plastic and then pressing it. But this took almost 30 seconds to melt the plastic and then stamp it, so it was quite time consuming for a lot of products. So we got a arbor press, and we got a mold done, a brass mold, so that we could fast track this process as well. So here, let me just take a small piece. So we get a nice crisp stamp, and it's 5 seconds per stamp. Made life a lot easier. No burn marks, mainly.
Yeah.
So this is our Nicobar lounge chair that you see. And so originally we were doing a lot of extrusion free flowing products. It's quite difficult, and tested our patience quite a bit. And then we made some compression products. Right now we're just focusing on beams and sheets. So we make beams and make some furniture, other legs for the furniture, and sheets for the top, and as you can see, some prototypes here. We also make smaller products like this tray, some coasters, all that are CNC cut.
A lot.
Yeah, we have all stored them up for the bazaar. You can find us on the bazaar. Looking forward to be able to recycle a lot more plastic.
So everyone that buys a coaster supports you to continue
Yes.
your work, right?
Definitely
Just
does.
making sure people get that. So this is the moment you're talking to the YouTube community out there. Do you have anything to mention to the Precious Plastic community?
Yeah, I would say it's been lovely being part of this community, learning together, exploring possibilities with designing of these products, and just learning a lot when it comes to this. Thank you, and looking forward to seeing a lot of great stuff out there, and let's keep making.
All right, cool, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, today I'm in beautiful Sri Lanka. I came here to visit Rice and Carry, these guys over here. And they've been working with precious plastic for the past 4 or 5 years. Now I came down to say hi, and I'm gonna ask him a few questions to learn more about the project. So here we are with Henry, the founder of Rice and Carry and Wasteless Bay, and Sufi, the manager of Wasteless Bay. So let me start with you, Henry, and maybe give us a quick overview of what you guys are doing here.
So what we do here is we have identified what the biggest problem is for waste management in this area, and that is plastic bottled water. There's probably like 5,000 tourists in this place in full occupancy. It's a tropical area. You have to drink water. All the travel guides have for decades told tourists in Sri Lanka only drink bottled water. That is the only safe water. So what we do here is we provide the alternative, which is the water refill station. We process the plastic bottles, we bale them and compact them for transport to a professional recycling facility. And we have the precious plastic machinery. So we use the bottle caps, shred them in the precious plastic shredder, and then make nice products for the tourists here to realize that they are part of the problem, but they can also be the solution to the problem or help mitigating the problem.
Okay. And Sufi, maybe you want to talk us a little bit about the operations here. What kind of machines do you have, and what do you do?
Yeah, we collecting all the PET from the PET caps, bottle caps and lids. We are making a product with like a wax comb, and then we are making buckles, and we are making key rings, and this stuff we are making here, key tags and everything. We are making a product here with a 3 injection molding machine.
Okay.
And we have a molding, like a 3 type of molding we have it, and also we have a special type of molding, it's called razor handles, so we are making with that. That is very interesting things. And then our boys are working, really love to work with the injection molding machine because they are hanging and manually working, so that should be, they're so happy to work with that kind of stuff because they're playing with this. So normally, and actually the people are walking around here, locals, they come, and what they're doing, the boys, and they come and see what the machine, what you doing with this machine. So what happened to this plastic? Where are you collecting this plastic? And like this, they are educating. Actually, we started this to educate our locals.
Okay.
The local might be get some idea. Then they will be going to do in future the best way as a Arugambe.
Okay. And I am very curious about to know more about your collection, because you have this very beautiful tuk-tuk, and I want to know, you were telling me that you have up to 60 bins in different hotels and restaurants. So
Yeah.
tell me a bit more about this part.
So everybody loves the vehicle because it looks super fun. There's our cartoons are drawn on it and all that. Our driver's not very happy with it because it's very slow, but everybody else loves it. So it's like a three-wheeler. There's a big cage on the back. So because like the problem is the volume of PT waste. So it's quite a big cage. And then we distributed like big bins to over 60 hotels here. Some places also have their own collection barrels or bins. And then in high season, we can stop every day at every bin and empty it all the time. Off season, we wait for the call, and then we go and pick up the PET. And then here, we just remove the bottle caps, perfectly clean, because most of them are water bottles, so no glue or no other chemicals involved. So it's relatively safe to identify everything.